Welcome here in Nogaro Polar Circuit in the Gers for the final of the French Drift Championship Uniroyal 2015. A very rich show with a lot of topics. To start, let's make our famous test lap with Mike Kaufman driving his PS13. Let's go and meet the Street Racing Garage, the team that managed the technical test on cars. We'll talk about safety as it is a critical point for us. Now let's take a look on the qualifying, on the great battles, to check out who's the big winner here in Nogaro.
Régalez-vous, à tout de suite.
In this technical folder, a very important point is safety. All the details will be checked by the Street Racing Garage, who is just behind me, supporting the championship for 3 years now. It's for the driver's safety, the people's safety as well. There is the performance in automotive, but as you know, safety first. Without this sticker, the driver won't be permitted to drive on track. For 3 years now, the tuners of the Street Racing Garage are certified to realize all the technical tests on each round. So we check the roll cage to the FIA standards, that the seats and belts are under validity to FIA standards as well, that the safety elements like the extinguisher, the switch off button and all this hardware are functional. The brake lights are checked as well, as the warning light and the fuel feeding circuit as well. Between 2 rounds, cars are sometimes let unused and some safety devices might be out of order, like the cable of the switch off button. It's very important to check out each time all those points. Tests are done before the trainings. This car failed to the test. This driver has few hours to correct that. The first point is the cable of the switch off button that was blocked by some rain maybe. We had to dismantle and get it lubricated. The seatbelts were out of date, so we changed them by newer ones.
Avant j'avais du 2014.
Ah, c'est les modifs? Il n'y a pas toutes les modifs. On va tester.
The repairs had been made in 30 minutes. The driver can now go back on track with a valid technical test. There are some contacts between the cars. The big crashes are quite rare, but there could be some fails even in the vehicles, like cracked hoses. This is where the safety devices comes into place and are crucial. During an accident, a good roll cage and a good seat belts obviously might save the driver's life. In the drifting scene, there's often some breakings. Nogaro showed that to us with a fire. Considering this safety must be the most important thing in front of performance. Now let's go in Mike Kaufman's car for an in-car test lap with his Nissan PS13, and you'll see it's a very fast and very impressive track. The drivers love this one. Enjoy your lap. Johan give the start to the 2 drivers with Mike Kaufman as the leader. First gear, second, third gear, and off we go with a very fast handbrake on this high-speed left corner. Wide open throttle while exiting this corner, and transfer to the right to catch the correct lane for the first clip right there on your left. A little mangy before this long curve to another exterior clip. Very far clipping point, hard to catch. Let's continue with the right curve that goes for a fast transition to the next left corner. Here you can see an exterior large clipping zone just before the finish line. It's a very fast track, a lot of show to enjoy over this weekend. The drivers are still adjusting their lines here in Nogaro so that they achieve good runs on the qualifying. Very important for this final here. What happened during this weekend? Let's see all these images. There was a big show here in Nogaro with Florian Burgess from the FFR, but also the drivers of the championship, those ones who are still running for the title. It has been a great battle. We note a bad run from Laurent Cousin, who finished 8th, 3rd Boulbès, 2nd Soucas, 1st Antoine Amar. Also good marks for Galopin, Kaufmann, Janin, Dufour, François and Zanato in the top 10. As a drifter, this is a very cool track because of the long run that gives a lot of speed for a huge entry. We came determined as we needed a good place on the podium. First, second or third. We fight for the first place, of course. It was quite hard for all the drivers and it's a very fast track. We had a little problem on the second pass. Turbo hose went off. Nothing mattering as we're on the pole position with a fantastic first pass, giving me 98, 98 and 100 marks by the judges. That's perfect. First place in the qualifiers here in Nogaro on a round that counts double. That's great, that's perfect. The monsters are now sleeping. Behind me, Laurent Cousin's BMW against Benjamin Boulbès' BMW. Those two drivers are fighting for the title of 2015. They can battle each other, but only in the final as they are not in the same table. So what happened? Here we come in the top 8 because the track is very long and we hadn't had the time to show you the top 16. It's a really long track with about 37 seconds of drifting. It's very long compared to the season. Antoine Amar is facing Laurent Cousin and Antoine Amar is doing a really great job despite a little contact on the first pass. Laurent Cousin has quite some trouble to get far from Antoine Amar, who is chasing really hard. You can see Antoine Amar coming really close. Laurent Cousin won't be able to do this. Antoine Amar gets the win. Pierre Galopin facing Quentin Deleplanque from SRJ team, white BMW, whose nickname is the White Sauce Machine, does really great here in Nogaro with his two drivers. Johan Christin also drive it. Gary, who is doing a better drifting over Quentin Deleplanque. Quentin, who is in the first season, a great rookie. Run return, Quentin Deleplanque is a great soldier and goes hard. No mistake for Gary behind. Gary, who made a great place in the Italian championship this summer. Gary Galopin, as a superb follower, gets the win and goes through the top 4. Boulbès facing Jocelyn Genin, who took a huge retard in the straight line, maybe a gear that couldn't come in. Benjamin, who's doing no mistake in his car. In fact, it's Jeremy German's car. Boulbès get the advantage. Jocelyn Genin on the black BMW has a lot of speed. Benjamin has less angle in order to stay close to Jocelyn. At the end of the day, judges decided an OMT as it was hard to choose a real winner. Let's do this again. Jocelyn is a bit nearer, but the distance between the two drivers tends to raise, fortunately for Boulbès. Benjamin has a tinier engine than usual. He's doing a good line although, and validates the clipping points. Let's reverse position now. Benjamin Boulbès, who's still nearer to Jocelyn Genin, but still less angle. Jocelyn seems a bit slower, but because of a bad line, and Benjamin takes directly the advantage with this good line. Again, the judges couldn't find a real winner, so it's a sudden death. So let's do this again. It's the last time because there will be a winner at the end of this battle. Benjamin, who's taking a bit of advance on each leader pass. Jocelyn comes back at the end, but it misses some close battle on the beginning of the track. He's sanctioned for that. Last run return. Benjamin is in Jocelyn's door. In this first pass, very few angle, but really high speed passes. No major mistake from the two drivers. Benjamin that comes back here, and Jocelyn is exiting a bit large here. He loses a bit of speed. Jocelyn really show on this end of the track, and is sanctioned for that. Benjamin gets the win. The guy from Bordeaux driving the orange BMW, Romain Soucas, is fighting the guy from Thousand France, Nicolas Dufour, on his white BMW. Romain Soucas, fourth of the championship, has the podium in his target. Nicolas is defending his place in the top 10. Nicolas is exiting quite large also. Romain Soucas takes the advantage. Run return now. We thought Romain was going in the gravel, considering the high speed on the entry. Nicolas makes very few mistakes. Romain, who is coming close to his contendant like a predator. It's really superb lines. Lines are real fluid. Romain is coming back on the last turn. Clips are okay. Romain Soucas takes the win. Semi-final with Antoine Amar, leader, who already took the 40 points of the qualifying, begins to say to himself, if I win, I have a chance to get the title. He is chased by Gary Galopin. Gary, who is doing good in this 3.2 liter BMW engine, making around 340 horsepower, against Antoine Amar with his 400 horsepower S13. Gary loses some points, some precious points, as he's driving on the inside of last corner. Advantage for Antoine Amar. Run return with Antoine as the follower. Gary Galopin is giving his maximum. No mistakes from both sides. Antoine Amar gets the advantage. These are superb images here in Nogaro Racetrack. At the end, it's a victory for Antoine Amar, qualified for the final. Romain Soukas, leader, has he made better qualifying than Benjamin Boulbès. Boulbès has the same difficulties than when facing Jocelyn Genin. He is not as fast as usual, so he has less angle than Romain. Soukas does a real great job with good angle, good speed and precision in this line. Romain Soukas gets the advantage. In return, with Benjamin Boulbès leader, the winner will go to the final to fight Antoine Amar. The loser will be facing Gary Galopin for the third place. Romain Soukas doesn't take too much risks, but is still coming closer to Benjamin Boulbès. At the end, Romain Soukas goes in the great final. Small final, Benjamin Boulbès is the leader against Gary Galopin. Again, an E30 battle. The public of Nogaro had a real good time regarding the noise they made. A lot of people here in Nogaro. Be aware that 2016 first round will happen in Nogaro as well on the 9th and 10th of April. So it's a real clean battle except the little mistake here from Gary. Boulbès gets the advantage. Let's reverse position. The leader must keep the line of the qualifying, passing on the clipping points. The follower has to show that he's able to be in the competitor's door, right in the shadow of the leader, on the same line. Benjamin Boulbès is doing that very good here. He's a bit slower than in last run, last corner, and a mistake from Gary, who will be sanctioned by the judges. Now the time has come for the big annual final with Antoine Amar facing Romain Soukas. Antoine Amar, who is doing a big mistake here, nearly a spin, but he continues his run. Judges will take some precious points for that. He has disturbed Romain Soukas. It's a 10-0 for Romain Soukas on that orange BMW. But at the end of this track, he broke his right axle in this corner. There is still 10-0 for Soukas, but he won't be able to repair within the 5 minutes rule. So he has to withdraw with the race, from the race. Everybody is disappointed as the big final hadn't had the normal end. It's the sport, it's the way it goes sometimes. You know, it was a final, a real final. It's quite unfortunate that it happened this way for Romain. It's motorsports. It happened to me as well before. So it's big luck for me and I'm happy. The public was well treated for this final round of the French Drift Championship here in Nogaro. Contendants were door to door on a hard track. It's the only track of the year on which any drifter came. It's a good thing, everybody has the same chances. The track is not really easy, but we can find some good lines, and when it goes through, it's a lot of fun, with a lot of speed. It's a great pleasure to come here and drive here in Nogaro. It's a beautiful track, very fast. Now we have to do this good. Each corner has its difficulty. It's what gives this final in Nogaro a really good taste. Everything can change on the ranking. With this last day, side by side in the pits, the battle are ferocious on the track to settle the 4 best drivers. I'm in equal position with Mr. Bulbes, so the fate will be decided today. I got to wake up. We're on the big final. The first and the second are ex aequo, or only 2 points separate them. Antoine Amar and me are near behind. Everything can happen. So I'm third of the championship. It would be great to finish second, maybe first. Antoine Amar takes this round and takes the first place over the championship 2015. You know, it's a real hold-up that I made. I came with 80 points less than the first. I hoped to make a good place, but I wasn't thinking this good. First in qualifiers, first on the overall round. I'm really proud tonight. With a promising top 10, all the sights are now on 2016. The levels goes up and will continue to go up. Next year will be really hot. The drivers get better, the cars are getting more performant. 2016 will be really hard. I'm thinking to take last year's car with some settings, but we'll talk about that later. It is 7 or 8 months that we work on a newer project, so we really look on that and on 2016 season. Let's go for another season. So here it is, the curtain comes down here in Paul Armagnac's track in the Gers. The final is over. The 2015 Uniroyal French Drift Championship is over. Of course, we're a bit disappointing of the ending of the final run. We wanted battles until the final of the competition. I hope to seeing you next year on each round. I suggest that you flash this little code that appears on your screen. You'll see some fabulous shows filmed in 360 degrees. We wish you a good end of the year, and don't forget, have fun and stay tuned.